Aloha everyone, and welcome back to White Shadow Spiritual Advising. My name is BriaBogatin, and today we will be talking about the infamous Pluto retrograde. Okay, so Pluto retrogrades are not the most fun or the most exhilarating, I guess you can say, retrograde. However, in some ways they can be, because it can lead us into really great new spaces energetically, even physically sometimes. So Pluto retrograde is going to be happening from April 27th until October 6th. So this is obviously a good amount of time for us to really work through the Plutonian energy. Also today, when this video is recorded, today is the 27th, we are currently in the full moon Scorpio phase. So this is being even more amplified because Pluto rules over the sign of Scorpio. So we are really getting a big dose of this Plutonian energy during this time. And I wanted to come on and talk about that. As a disclaimer, I am not an astrologer. I don't proclaim myself or label myself to be an astrologer. I do know things about astrology, but there's people that have studied astrology for 30 plus years that understand it on such a level that I am not even anywhere close to. So I can tell you some things in regards to the astrological level, but when it comes to astrology and birth charts in general, I mostly get a psychic impression of the retrogrades or the birth charts or, you know, the certain placements or degrees or whatever. Honestly, my knowledge of birth charts pretty much stops at the degree. So when it comes to Pluto, and also, so for this video, I'm going to discuss kind of like the worldly influence this is going to have. And then also at the end, I'm going to pull one card for each sign from the tarot to see what the major theme and or lesson of this Pluto retrograde will be for your zodiac sign. So when it comes to that, you can check out your sun, moon, rising, or any placement within your birth chart. And I will put a timestamp so that you guys can easily find each sign. I'll put that in the comments below, okay? So, Pluto. What is Pluto the planet of? Pluto is the planet of destruction, taboos, sex, creativity, religion, spirituality, the subconscious energy, transformation, transmutation, death, rebirth. So this is definitely a shadow kind of planet, I guess you can say. This planet absolutely works in the more so shadow energy. It pushes us to do the shadow work that we need to do. So during this Pluto retrograde, we're really going to have a lot of foundational shifts occurring. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, foundational shifts. Now, when it comes to the birth chart, you can find where these foundational shifts will be happening or this Plutonian energy will have most effect on you. Obviously, whatever your sign and house placement and degree placements are in the planet of the planet of Pluto, and then also where you have Scorpio signs, if you have a Scorpio moon, a Scorpio Mercury, a Scorpio Uranus, and then also where is your is Pluto conjuncting anything in your sign? Is it at opposition in anything in your birth charts? So you can look at stuff of that nature. Also, if you have 8th house placements, because the 8th house represents Scorpio. So the houses go in order of the signs of the zodiac. So Scorpio is the 8th sign, making it the 8th house. So look where you have an 8th house placement. You have some sort of Scorpio Plutonian energy somewhere in your chart. Now, when it comes specifically to the sign that you have in the planet of Scorpio, this is more so a generational thing. So, for example, my boyfriend has Scorpio in Pluto, and he is 5 years older than me. So his, people around closer to his age have Scorpio and Pluto. For me, I have Sagittarius and Pluto, and I am 24. So people who are around my age will have Scorpio in Sagittarius and Pluto. So for me, like to more so focus on the house placement within my Plutonian energy. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little tongue twisted over here. So yeah, for me, I like to more so focus on the house placement when it comes to the Plutonian energy in my birth chart. Okay, so when Pluto went retrograde last year, so I'm pretty sure it goes retrograde every year. I am thinking, I'm not entirely sure on that, but I do know that it went retrograde last year. And last year when it went retrograde, it was right around the time that quarantine began in America in particular, but also in other places in the world too. A lot of places began quarantine, and the whole COVID thing started to spark up around the same time. So you can expect between now, April 27th until October 6th to have these very big shifts within our society, depending on which kind of country you're in, or, maybe even what state you are in. And you might see it on all levels. You might see a big worldly shift, maybe something happening with our planet as a whole, and then breaking it down to each smaller level, going into continents and then countries and towns and cities, capitals, stuff like that. You're going to start to see a ripple effect beginning from this Pluto retrograde. It's also to keep in mind that next year, 2022, America is going to have its very first Pluto return, which is like amped up Pluto energy. Pluto return, just the things I've heard about it are pretty tragic, and it definitely is a tower kind of energy, things crumbling in, and so that things can be rebuilt. So this time next year will be the beginning of Pluto return for America. And it begins, I believe, in February of 2022. So while we're stepping into this Pluto return, next year, we're kind of like, in a sense, in a shadow phase, because it is going to happen in a next cycle when it comes to the years. Now, it's also to keep in mind when it comes to things such as retrogrades, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Pluto retrograde, and stuff like that, there is a thing such as a shadow period. So the shadow period takes place 2 weeks prior and 2 weeks after the retrograde. So, you may have already been experiencing some essences of this Pluto retrograde within your personal life. So going back to when it comes to what the Plutonian energy, what kind of effect it's going to have on our world, our society as a whole, is you're going to see a lot of exposure, especially when it comes to, I want to say, taboos. You're going to see a lot of exposure about things that appear to be one way, but actually they're another way, because this is the subconscious energy revealing itself to the conscious mind, going from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind, energy and information being transferred. And I keep wanting to go like this. So what is from the behind is coming to the forefront. You're probably going to see us a lot in, I'm feeling, politics, and I'm going to say Hollywood as well. I would keep an eye on those two things, because those two things, for a lot of places in our world, especially America in particular, I live in America, so this is where I'm really tapping into this energy. These are foundational things for our societal structures. So in order for the Plutonian energy to really work, the foundations need to be pulled out. The foundations that aren't working. And then the foundations that are working are going to blossom into other foundations, if that makes sense. So within our government and within our entertainment kind of world, you're going to see this shift of energy. You're going to start to see them going one way and the people starting to go the opposite way. So it's going to bump heads, is honestly what I'm seeing. And I didn't know any of this until I started, I'm sorry. I didn't know any of this until I started recording it. So this is all fully channeled information that I am getting from my spiritual connections, okay? Lord Jesus. Okay, there we go. So I'm feeling that this Plutonian energy, and because they are starting to shift one way and humans are beginning to shift the opposite way, so many things are going to come to light because we are no longer paying attention to what they are telling us to pay attention to, okay? So I encourage you guys to educate yourselves on who is, I want to say, who's the head guys, you know? What is really going on? Who owns the banks? Who is actually in most power on this planet, you know? We're seeing the royal family get exposed in really big ways, and it's not just going to stop with them. And that is a really great example, because the royal family is doing that. You know, you're seeing them shift one way, and you're seeing the people that follow them, a lot of them start to shift the opposite way, and people starting to realize things in other places. You know, like for example, I saw that there's certain information that is very well known in Britain, England, wherever they are in reign of, you know, like where the fuck are they even in reign of, and what, you know, what is even going on? There's so much interesting information that people that live in these places are aware of, that's starting to seep into Americans. You know, we live in a bubble, so we're starting to find out these things, like for example, that the queen is actually German. Like, I didn't know that, and I'm like going on TikTok and a video pops up of that, and all these American people are like, are you serious? You know, this is actually a thing. Like, and it is actually a thing. You can go and look it up. And all these other people from like England and stuff are like, yeah, like we all know this, like y'all are late to the party, Americans, you know? So we're gonna start to see more of that. Certain truths coming out about, you know, I don't know why I want to say movie sets. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's psychically what I'm picking up. Just the way that that things are operating, because again, these are the things that are a foundation for our society. You know, these so-called celebrities set the trends, right? But who are they really getting these trends from? More so the people, right? They're siphoning the energy of certain cultures, certain people, or just people in general, and then taking it, trying to make it their own, and then rebranding it to us and reselling it to us. Awakening to stuff like that. The Plutonian energy, you know, you might start to see, I want to say, you know, angry people trying to fight back towards something. You're definitely going to see some stuff go down in regards to the whole, I don't even want to say it on YouTube, but you know, the panorama. The panorama, the pots and pans, you know, all of that. You're going to start to see certain things shifting with that as well. And again, it's starting to go into one direction. You're going to start to see other people go into the opposite direction. The point of Pluto is to shake you awake. So it puts circumstances in your life. You know, it's like, for example, if you've been feeling for a long time that you need to change a specific emotional attachment and you don't do that, Pluto's going to come in and grab you by the shoulders and be like, wake up and do it, you know? So there's going to be certain things put in our path and being shown in our society that pushes us and almost forces us to actually make those changes, okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull about 2 cards about the Plutonian energy when it comes to our world as a whole. And isn't it so interesting? Because the first card is going to be the moon, and now the High Priestess is trying to sneak out the deck. So this is illusions being revealed. This is secrets coming to the surface, hard-hitting truths, people realizing that things are not what they seem. And I think that during this time that people are going to start to awaken to the psychological, spiritual manipulation that occurs on this planet in order to keep all humans suppressed. Obviously, there is, you know, more suppression in regards to specific countries or races or religions or whatever, but as a whole, all of this planet, we're all suppressed, okay? Some of us are just suppressed in different ways, or more ways than others, or to more extremes than others. But this is a time to break out of that suppression. So what Pluto is going to do is to help you to see clearly. That's what the moon and the High Priestess does for us. It lets us know first that there's things we aren't understanding, and then it opens up information so that we can see more clearly and then make decisions based off of what we are seeing more clearly. So when you start to see certain things and realize certain things in regards to our society, then you're supposed to take that and apply it to your life. You know, maybe start growing your own fruit and vegetables, maybe start your own own barter and trade type of community within your town. You know, starting any type of garden of that nature. What is rebellion to you? That is what I want you guys to ask yourselves during this time with the Plutonian energy and Pluto retrograde. What is rebellion to you? So for example, for me, the work that I do is in rebellion to the structures that has been placed in front of us and that we are forced into, because I am helping people to overcome them and understand them and heal within so that they can beat the matrix, pretty much. That's my goal, you know, and that is a rebellion to me. A rebellion to me was moving to, you know, Big Island of Hawaii, where it is a place of barter and trade, where I have 3 avocado trees in my property, you know, stuff like that. That is a rebellion to me. Not watching the news, not feeding into, you know, celebrities or Hollywood. Because what the fuck is Hollywood anyway, you know? Like, what is even going on there? That is going to be exposed during this time on a higher level. Actually, something that just came to my mind, so the Pluto retrograde is going to be until October 6th. And remember Jeffrey Epstein, or did we forget that already? That is going to come back around, because I just remembered that Ghislaine woman, she's going to be on trial in July, right? That's July of this year. And I just realized that July is right around the corner. So, and that's going to be happening during Pluto retrograde. That can be so great for the awakening that is happening and people opening up their minds, you know. That is going to be really interesting to see go down during this Pluto retrograde, and that is going to bring back all of that kind of information that has been suppressed and hidden for a very long time. So now we are receiving the Chariot card. So we have 3 higher arcana cards when it comes to the effect that Pluto retrograde is going to have on our society as a whole. Oh Lord. So the higher arcana cards, what are the higher arcana cards? I'll explain that really quickly. So we have the, oh my God, and of course I pull these cards. Okay, so whatever. We'll just ignore that I pulled the 5 and 7 of swords. Jesus Christ. I'm just using these as an example though, so I didn't fully pull them. Okay, anyway. So the higher arcana cards are like the title to a book, and then the lower arcana cards is like the fine details. So you see cards like the Moon, the High Priestess, the Chariot. I like to say that these are like statement cards, like the Moon, the Chariot, you know, the High Priestess. And then we have these cards, which is like the definitions pretty much to the statements or to the word or whatever. And it's like 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 4 of Cups, you know, 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, stuff like that. And so when we receive a lot of higher arcana cards, it's a really intense energy. And it's also letting us know that there's a lot of major themes and or lessons occurring or about to occur. So the Chariot card is my card of the karmic records, the Akashic records, whatever you want to call it. So this is telling me that what is about to occur during this Pluto retrograde in regards to our world is that it's predetermined and it's predestined. It's something that is written in the karmic records. So when we incarnate on this planet, we have our own personal karmic records, and then we also have a karmic record in association with Mother Earth herself. So Mother Earth herself has her own karmic record. Every single living being, a plant, an animal, you know, whatever, humans, a planet, has its own karmic records, because karma is a law of the universe, right? And a lot of the cycles and phases that we experience as a whole, any living being, is based off a karmic thing. So what is coming up and being revealed is a part of the karmic nature and karmic cycles of our planet herself that we are about to see. And I'm feeling that our planet herself, because she is changing herself, it's starting to backlash or reflect on to our society. And I shouldn't say starting to, because it always has been, but I feel like it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and more and more and more in our faces until, you know, we as a collective decide to fully acknowledge what is actually happening on this planet. Okay, so the Chariot card is also full speed ahead and mode of transportation. So I'm almost wondering if we're going to start to see travel restrictions again within the Plutonian energy being casted onto this planet. You know, when it comes to the panorama and stuff like that. Oh, Lord. So the Chariot is also about stepping into the public eye. There's hidden information stepping into the public eye with these cards, because remember, the Moon and the High Priestess carry similar energy. They both represent hidden information. So hidden information with a card of the Chariot, which is stepping into the public eye. Hidden information stepping into the public eye, right? Another thing about the High Priestess is that she offers us wisdom. So when you see the High Priestess in a reading, that lets you know that there's wisdom to be accumulated and information to be collected of a higher nature, of a high energy, whether that is universal wisdom or earthly wisdom or even personal wisdom. So the Chariot is also a card of balance, if you can see the black and white Sphinx down there. So with this being a card of balance, that's letting us know that this is occurring to level the playing field, because there's so much bullshit on this planet that so many people are unaware of, and it's not entirely fair, you know. I mean, you can say that, but it's still happening, right? So what they do is, and what is happening when it comes to the certain forms of mind control or whatever on this planet, is that they have to tell us what they're doing in order for them to do it. It's a way to manipulate our free will without us knowing, or without a lot of people knowing. So you find, you know, everyone's like, how come the Simpsons predict everything? Because it does. And it's not even that they're predicting it, it's that a lot of this shit is planned out, and they're telling us that they're going to do it, so that it goes into our subconscious, it goes into our psyche, and then they're able to do it because technically they made us aware of it. So that is probably a big form of, you know, control that is going to be exposed on this planet, and has been kind of brewing to be exposed, if you ask me, especially if you know, are watching all of these people on TikTok exposing all this shit. There's so much that people are speaking on right now in regards to that kind of stuff. Okay, so hidden information stepping into the public eye, things being exposed, and then there's going to be something very rapid with that. So once things are opened up and we are paying attention to what is not as obvious, then we are going to be catapulted into something different. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up about the worldly influence this Pluto retrograde will have on us. And now let's get into the zodiacs. Okay, so let's get into the Pluto retrograde message for each individual sign. And remember that I will timestamp each sign so that you don't have to sit through all of them or scroll through the video. All right, so let's get into it, and we are going to begin with Aries. Okay. Always ask for one card and they give more. So Aries, you are receiving the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So right now, or right away, Aries, with you guys being a fire sign, and with Aries being a sign who learns and accumulates wisdom through disagreements, arguments, anger, which is not a negative thing, okay? That is not necessarily a negative thing, okay? That is just a label, right? But that's what Aries are have incarnated to do, as they are ruled by the planet Mars, okay? Which Mars is the planet of like anger and the god of war. Aries is a god of war. So that's where you get that from. So with you guys receiving the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups, this is about emotional maturity with the Queen of Cups, stepping into something emotionally that may feel uncomfortable for you, but it's meant to happen to provide major breakthroughs and create a new foundation in regards to the area of the divine feminine and of the element of water. So what is that? That is emotions, spirituality, subconscious energy, sensuality, and again, emotional maturity. So with the Queen of Cups, what is happening for you guys and what just came through really strongly for me is that you are looking to have more trustworthy emotional experiences. And in order for that to happen, you first have to heal and become more emotionally mature yourself and release old perspectives about emotions and relationships and things of that nature in order for that to happen. The Ace of Cups is fulfillment. So fulfillment is trying to find you, Aries, and it will find you, but it might be a little bit of a rigorous process with this Pluto retrograde, because in order to have this, there's certain things that you will have to let go of emotionally that are no longer serving you. Okay, so now let's move on to Taurus. And remember, guys, you can check out your sun, moon, rising sign, or any placement within your chart. Okay, Taurus. Oh my God, they're going to be giving me 2 cards this whole time, I swear. So Taurus, you are receiving 2 cards as well. You are receiving the King of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Tauruses, be careful with overindulgence with this Pluto retrograde. If you guys are trying to stop eating as much junk food, smoking too many cigarettes, too much weed, or if you are an addict yourself of anything, shopping, sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever, be very aware of that and careful of that during this time, as there will be temptation and you will be tested in that area. The King of Wands is my card of inner power. So this could be a card of like emotional insecurity, because like I said, it can be a card of addictions and overindulgences, but it's also a card of having too many fantasies and daydreaming too much to the point where you're not pulling your ideas into reality. So you're moving from this energy of insecurity and distraction into your inner power, which is the King of Wands, stepping into a leadership role and being able to express yourself in a very positive way, and for a lot of you probably in a more masculine way as well. This is a obviously a masculine energy with it being the King of Wands, right? The King of Wands can also warn you of your tone, your mouth, and Taurus is the opposition to Scorpio. So Taurus is, you will feel this energy a little bit stronger than others as well. Taurus, during this time, you're going to gain your most confidence by grounding your ideas into your reality and becoming more certain about what it is you want to be and want to create with your life. So I encourage you guys to go outside and say statements out loud about who it is you want to become, or what it is you want to become. Because with this card, this is saying that there's too many options, too many paths, too many ideas, and you need to eliminate some of these, but you might be having a hard time doing so. So again, going outside, getting in nature, getting connected with that source energy and saying out loud, I want to be a business owner. I want to be an artist. I want to be a mother. When we say stuff like that and tell the universe what it is we want to be, we will naturally eliminate some of those options, some of those distractions, some of these metaphorical cups right there. So again, King of Wands, card of inner power, leadership. Also be aware of, don't spit too much fire this month, Taurus, because you might regret it later, okay? So now we are moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, so finally one card came out for Geminis, and you guys are receiving the Death card. So the Death card is my card for rebirth. It is a card of transmutation and transformation, taking something, whether it's an aspect of ourselves, for a lot of us it will be an aspect of ourselves, and rebirthing it, cleansing it, and bringing it to a new level so that it is something new and something fresh and something that is better for us. The Death card although it's, you know, death and can be intimidating, it represents shedding a layer and surrendering something, handing something over to the divine, because it is out of your control and you need to stop trying to control it. Once you're able to do that, hand this thing over to the divine, a lot of things are going to open up for you, and a lot of much needed foundational shifts are going to occur. I feel that you guys have been dragging things out for too long. There's something that has been following you for a while that maybe doesn't make you feel the best, and that you've been trying to work through, that you just can't get rid of, and you will do that during this Pluto retrograde between now and October 6th. Don't wait all the way until October 6th to get that work done, okay? Let's do it now. And you are letting go of something big here. There is something that is being brought to a new level, an aspect of yourself, an attachment that you have that maybe isn't so great, a perspective about a person, or taking on too much of someone else's, you know, dirty laundry, stuff like that. Don't be a bag lady. If you've been a bag lady, you're about to put a lot of those bags down and create new room for yourself. That is what the Death card is all about. Surrendering and shedding a layer of self so that we may become anew once again, and have higher experiences that are that resonate more with the vibration we are currently at, and the vibration we are creating and you know, heading towards. Okay, so now we are gonna have Cancer. Oh my god, no, this is just how I pull my tarot cards. Some people don't do this, but this is how I do this. Okay. Okay, Cancer, you are getting 2 cards as well, and you are getting the 9 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. This is all about business and career. So for you, Cancer, this Plutonian energy is going to highlight business and career for you, and your relationship to it. The balance between gaining spiritual guidance and rationalizing it and applying it to your physical circumstances, applying it to what it is you want to create, how you see your life, and what you are experiencing around you. The 9 of Pentacles is a very successful business venture. And then the 3 of Pentacles is working in tandem, working in groups with others in order to create something of great value. So you're creating something of great value during this time, Cancer. Who is it you can work with that will complement your work, and you will complement their work, and vice versa. The universe highly favors working in groups with others, so keep that in mind during this time. This is a big building phase for you so that you can get to the financial security and financial freedom that you are seeking, and you will have that by the end of this retrograde. This retrograde is pulling things out so that you're able to actually build that for yourself. Maybe there's certain things around you, you know, especially within your home environment, that has been preventing that, and now is the time to let go of that and gain the assistance of others, including spirit, in order to build whatever it is you are attempting to build for yourself. Okay, so now we have Leo. Roosters. Okay, Leo, you are getting the Queen of Cups too. So what is going on with this fire signs, with this opposite energy you guys are working with? Okay, so the Queen of Cups is all about, again, that emotional maturity and gaining more trustworthy emotional experiences and higher forms of special connections and intimate moments. The Queen of Cups is about not becoming overwhelmed from our emotions any longer, and learning how to hone in on that, learning when to choose to drink deeply from the cup of our emotions, learning when the time is right to feel deeply and not just allowing it to be sporadic or become an overly emotional thing. So during this time, I think that you guys, again, will find that foundational shift within the emotional state. This is coming from a more feminine place, so that can be more so for you, a subconscious thing, an inner world thing, and how you relate to that and how you express your emotions to the people around you, and why you are expressing specific emotions to the people around you. This is a time of projects, getting creative. Really express yourself through your creativity during this time, Leos. And again, embrace the energy of water. Go to the ocean, do water rituals in the shower. Imagine a shower washing your energy clean and the old energy from the day going down the drain. Blessing yourself in the ocean, cleansing your crystals in the ocean. Stuff like that will be of great benefit to you during this time. And this is really about getting more connected to your soul's energy so that you have a higher understanding as to why you have specific triggers and reactions to certain people, places, things, circumstances, etc. Okay? So next we have Virgo. Okay, Virgo. I wasn't, well, two cards kind of came out, but I kind of like saw the other card and then I saw the whole picture, okay? So you're getting the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. In order to discover something new and receive the opportunity that you have been trying to manifest, you have to stop putting yourself in the victim energy. What is it about the resources you may lack that really triggers you out and makes you feel like a victim? This kind of question is what you need to ask yourself during this time, because there's a major discovery in regards to your mission, your destiny, the work you're meant to do here on this planet that's trying to reach you, but you're blocking it because you're telling yourself you don't have something that you need, but you actually do have everything that you need. That one thing that you're thinking of, you probably just don't need right now, or you'll, gain in the future once you let go of that fear or that energy of lack, that perspective of lack, that victimization in regards to the money system, the work system, and how you relate to the energy of abundance as a whole. And remember, abundance encompasses so many more things besides material gain and money in general, right? So the Five of Pentacles is all about feelings of being left out. But what these people are neglecting is that they have these five beautiful pentacles right here that could help them, keep them warm, give them healing, but they're not looking at it. Why aren't they looking at it? Why are you ignoring the resources you already have? So that is what you need to ask yourself. And once you're able to discover that and move away from that, let go from that, you will discover the opportunity, the resource, or whatever it is you are seeking and have been trying to manifest. This is a card of new discovery, learning new things, and gaining very valuable information that you will be able to apply to the way you operate in this world, especially when it comes to making money and material gain. So for you guys, this is a foundational shift in your relationship to abundance and the way that you view your own personal career path. Okay, Libra. Oh, Libra, that came out so quick. Smooth and quick. Okay, Libra. So, the energy of this Pluto retrograde. Okay, so sorry, I was just thinking how to word it. Oh my God. So you are receiving the Eight of Swords. This is about telling ourselves that we are stuck in a situation that we're actually not stuck in. We just are refusing to accept help or accept the full truth of what is happening or going on around us. So again, ideas of being trapped or feelings of being trapped. So you see this girl and she is blindfolded. So anytime you see a depiction of someone in tarot being blindfolded, right away that is telling me that there's information you're trying to shield yourself from, like, oh, I don't want to look at that over there, so let me just hide it from myself, kind of thing. You need to step into that truth and step into the energy of acceptance of that truth, or you will continue to think that you're stuck, pretty much is what this card is saying to you. This is a mental game. This is a card of your mental state not being the best right now, and you have to really ask yourself, why is that happening? A big part of it is because you're not stepping into the energy of truth all the way. You are, again, shielding yourself from something. Remember that the truth may hurt a little at first, but if you keep hiding it from yourself, it's a lot more detrimental that way. You know, it becomes a lot more painful if you're going to keep lying to yourself than just opening up into the energy of truth and dealing with it from that. Because if you look at this card, she could probably find a way out, right? I mean, she could go that way, you know, she could step forward. Maybe she could wiggle out of, you know, being bound. Maybe she could get that blindfold off her face, but she's telling herself that she can't. So there's also, with this card, could be things going on around you that you don't completely understand, or that you don't want to fully know about. And know that you can't stop the revealing of truth. You know, if it's meant to be revealed, it shall be revealed. And that is the energy pretty much of this card. See things for what it is. Stop trying to make it out to be something that it's not. And that is what will truly set you free. Okay, so now we are moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, so you are receiving the Hanged Man and the Knight of Cups. So the Hanged Man is about outdated perspectives and how outdated perspectives can keep us in old situations that we shouldn't be in, or that we don't want to be in any longer, but we're keeping ourselves in due to being comfortable. So this, for a lot of you, could have to do with a relationship. If you're in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, this could have to do with your perspectives on relationships, romance, and self-love. For those in a relationship as well, but like I'm just saying. But for those of you that are single, the reason why you're single is because your outdated perspectives are blocking you from meeting the person that you're meant to be with. You need to have a revelation of thought. You need to open up your mind, and you also need to step out of unwanted circumstances. Why are you keeping yourself stuck when you are getting guidance on how to unstuck yourself, you know? Kind of sound like a little bit of what I was saying for Libra. So the Knight of Cups is that energy of self-love, an offering of love. So you might have an experience where someone really pulls you out of a certain situation, or you give yourself enough self-love to pull yourself out of that situation. The root, or one of the roots to the actions that we take and the decisions that we make, is how much we love and respect ourselves. So this is going to be a time for you, Scorpio, of redefining that and healing that and bringing that to a higher level that resonates more with who you truly are and where you are going. So the Hanged Man can be difficult because it's really about us kind of giving ourselves some tough love, you know, telling ourselves to get the hell up and stop wasting our time. To tell ourselves to get our stuff together, to be able to be strong enough to make the decisions that we need to make for ourselves, because we love ourselves too much to allow whatever is happening to continue to happen. So the foundation that is shifting for you guys is one of love, self-love, perspective of relationships and romance, and then also, how do I have this revelation of thought and taking action upon the guidance that you are receiving from the universe around you. Okay, so next we're going to have Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, you are getting 3 cards. Lucky you. Okay, Sagittarius. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's things that are being hidden from you, and there's things that are being hidden from you, and it is going to come out in some very blunt communication, is what these cards are saying. Along with the Page of Cups, I feel like Spirit and the people around you have been trying to make you realize something, and for whatever reason you're not realizing it, or you're not accepting it, or you're not taking action upon it, because the Page of Swords is blunt, to the point, and, you know, slightly offensive communication from friends, family, something like that, or from Spirit, because Spirit can be that way. And then the Page of Cups is a spiritual surprise, can be a, you know, sudden healing, a sudden miracle, but this is about something unexpected coming about spiritually or emotionally. With the moon card, the moon representing hidden information, things being concealed from us, and illusions being exposed, and truths coming to the surface, people revealing who they truly are. So very soon, Sagittarius, the things that people around you have been trying to get across to you is going to be put in your face in an undeniable sense and in a physical sense. Like, you're going to see it and you're not going to be able to deny it any longer, and then you won't have a choice but to take action upon it. So whatever is going on around you, there's things you don't understand, but I think that you don't understand them because you're not allowing yourself to see fully what is happening. But this is, to me, is people trying to tell you, but you're not listening for some reason. So the moon is going to expose all of that for you. And this Plutonian energy, you know, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, things are coming to light in this retrograde time period. Things are being known, being exposed, and so there's someone around you that is being exposed that you probably have no business being around, and I think that people have been warning you about it. This could be an opportunity, a business venture, a certain idea that you have as well, like maybe wanting to move somewhere and everyone's like, no, 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 don't do that, I don't think you should do that. Well, now you're really going to be able to see why you shouldn't do that, that kind of thing. But that's just an example, and that can apply to any area of your life, okay? All right, so now we're going to be doing Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn, you're receiving the Magician card. So the Magician card is very much about laying the foundation for healing so that you can create the life that you are looking to create. Of course, as to an extent, obviously there's circumstances that can occur in our life that, you know, we don't exactly want to manifest, but ultimately we can attract certain things into our life, but there's certain healing that you need to do in order to be in balance and have the right relationship with all of the different kind of resources around you. Because the Magician card, you can see he's got the wands, the cup, the pentacle, and the sword there. So that is being in alignment and in balance with all the different elements and aspects of your life. This is also a card of great passion and purity of passion. So know that you are being seen. You are being seen especially by those around you, but also especially by the universe, the source energy. Our creator is seeing what you're doing and seeing the hard work that you are putting in. It's really just about the divine timing. So keep working on that inner magic, keep laying that foundation for healing, and keep building upward, because you are manifesting a lot right now. But always remember that we manifest mostly through the way we express ourselves through the law of attraction. Capricorns, you guys are people that are constantly climbing in life, and this time is no different. You are moving to the next level, and the next level you are moving to, I think that you have foreseen, because you have been creating it in a physical career sense, and then also in a way of spiritual energetic sense, okay? So next, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So you guys are receiving two cards as well, and you are receiving the Tower and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so the Tower card is about destruction for creation. The Tower is actually definitely represents the energy of Pluto in general. The energy of Pluto is breaking down what is built so that you can rebuild it in a better way. Like I've been saying, you know, the shifting and restructuring of certain foundations for you guys. The foundations that are shifting reside in the more physical aspects of life. So money, career, debt, all forms of finances, abundance. You probably are going to have a lot of career shifts during this time. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you lose a job or get fired, or you decide to quit or get laid off. Know that this is happening because that job is not meant for you. It does not resonate with you and where you are going and who you are meant to be. No, that job is just not for you. You might be leaving a home, gaining a roommate, losing a roommate. You know, you might be getting a new car. Whatever physical things that you see falling away and then coming into your life are trying to set you up for the next experience, pretty much, and trying to encourage you to rebuild in the right sense. So pay attention to what is being shown in your life during this time. Pay attention to those things like losing a job or wanting to quit a job. If you're thinking about quitting your job, you're meant to do it because you're getting the Tower card, and the Tower card is about releasing things that no longer serve us. Destruction for creation. It's about things falling down so that the pathway can be cleared and we can rebuild. So there's a lot of things opening up for you, again being highlighted in the energy of the Pentacles, the more physical earthly realm or reality, whatever you want to call it. So when this pathway clears, you know, with that whole energy or whatever, the Ace of Pentacles, I like to say any ace card is like a portal opening up for us and stepping into a whole different energy form. So as you can see, a lot is clearing away for you. So get ready for you know, a pretty good shake in your physical circumstances. There's something changing drastically in that area, and know that it is happening so that you are encouraged really to live your best life and create the environment that you truly want, okay? And also creating circumstances so that you can pay your debts off better, so that you have the finances that you want, so that you can be a business owner or have a promotion, anything of that nature, so that you can have a nicer home or not have to have a roommate anymore, things like that, okay? All right, so our last sign, Pisces. Sorry, Pisces, my cards are a little bit of a mess. They're like, I'm tired now. Okay, Pisces, you are receiving the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords exposes those that are not good for us anymore. This unfortunately can be a card of lying, betrayal, backstabbing, sometimes even stealing, and disingenuous intention. So now's the time to really take note to the people around you, the people you have in your life. Like, why are they in your life? What are they doing there? What are they offering you? What do you offer them? Is there a balance in the give and take? Because there's something going on that isn't right. Someone is not coming from a place of genuine nature, and this is about to be exposed during this retrograde. So disingenuous energy is being exposed during this Pluto retrograde for you, Pisces. And this doesn't have to just mean like a friend or something, or a person. This can also mean an opportunity that you think is meant for you that's not really meant for you, or an idea or a choice, a certain, you know, inspiration, a certain energy. It's an energy that you are associating yourself with that isn't what it seems, and is in and it is disingenuous, okay? And so also this card encourages us to check our own intentions. You know, go through a list of what is in your life and what you associate with, and what are your intentions for it. Are people aware of those intentions? You know, or maybe you in a way acting a little disingenuous on accident. You know, that's what this is about. And also with this card, you know, this person thinks they're getting away with whatever the hell that they're doing, but they're not. And don't be afraid to call it out during this time. So just be prepared for those moments of like, you know, I didn't know that you were that girl, or damn, I didn't think that opportunity was like this. I thought it was like this. And, you know, be aware of like contracts during this time. Read the fine print about the things that are being offered to you, because you don't want to be tricked, okay? This can be a card of trickery on some sort of level. So read the fine details, you know, look behind the curtain, all of that stuff, okay? Make sure that you don't put yourself in something that you aren't fully aware of. Don't just jump at an opportunity because you want that opportunity, because, you know, really wanting something can lead us down a tricky path, okay, Pisces? So that's all I have for you guys when it comes to the Pluto influence over each zodiac sign. I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like to send me a tip, that information is down there, as well as the information to my business pages and my email to contact me and all of that, okay? Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this, and aloha.